Brand new podcast. Joe Gorman.
Uh-oh, I'm here, man. I made it. We made it.
We've made it.
Look at us, the natural progression of things, man.
Yeah.
1 minute, you're just doing meth before Comedy Fight Club, wondering what you did wrong, and now the next minute you're recording a podcast with your two best friends.
Your two best friends.
Isn't that wild? Doesn't life have a beautiful way of working out?
Yeah, it is beautiful. Bobby Sheehan, Matt Maran, Joe
I'm
Gorman.
lubed up, ready to go, bro.
We have Locker Room Talk. We have a new podcast.
This is going to be some saucy language. It's explicit if you're listening with your girl.
Yeah.
Throw her out of the car.
NSFW, for those of you grinding out that 9 to 5.
Or 9 to 6, as it were.
Yeah, make sure those headphones are on. Is that your schedule, 9 to 6?
That's unfortunately my schedule.
That's
how long I write bits for.
You have an hour. I just like, you got time to clock in. You go to a typewriter.
Yeah, I have a typewriter and a punch clock, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're your own boss.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
I'm 1099 for bits. Just doing the bits. You and I did some bits. Oh, this is coming out like, a month from now?
A year, probably.
A year or 2 years.
Well,
it'll be on YouTube, but hopefully by the time this comes out.
Okay.
Well, I thought
at some point in the past, Bobby and Joe roasted each other at Comedy Fight Club.
That's right. Well, isn't these podcasts like we're going to record them and seal them for 100 years?
Yeah, we're gonna put them in a time capsule.
Yeah, then released.
This is what men used to sound like, kids.
It's actually called Back Talk. Is the name of our podcast now.
Before they rigged the election and took out our president, this is what men sounded like.
Yep.
Simpler times.
Yes.
Matt is the most of the men of the three of us. He's got a beard that he does. It doesn't look like you struggle to grow that.
No.
He also towers over us.
He does tower over us. Yeah. Joe and I are both only 5'9", so.
Yes. Only 5'9".
Yep.
Which, the show is Locker Room Talk because I've been in locker rooms and you two hate women.
Yes, that's true.
Bobby definitely hates women.
You know what? I tried to conceal it for as long as I could, but what are we, 2 or 3 minutes in? Yeah. It's true.
Remember, because I remember the first thing Bobby said to me, and this was outside the creek in the cave.
First time you guys ever met?
City. The first time I met him, he said, "Hey."
Well, because Joe was like, "I heard you're a big guy around here. Can you kind of show me the ropes?" So I was showing him what Creek in the Cave was like.
Yeah, you're like, sometimes I put my name in the bucket, sometimes I pull it out, you know. And he
like
says,
his penis.
Yeah. He says 2 things you need to know about me. 1, I run the New York comedy scene. 2, I hate women. And I was like, that's Sheehan, right? I'm sure I'm going to see that name in lights soon enough.
And 4 years later, here we are.
And
Is
look
it
at
4 years?
It's,
Is that right?
4 years in June. My God.
Really? You know the
flies.
exact month you met Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the time he started in New York City. It's that I was so important to him.
That's when I felt like I was in New York City when I met Bobby Sheehan. I was like, oh, this is where the big boys play.
Big boys. Because I was doing curls before my set.
Right.
And people were trying to talk to me, but my assistant keeps them from talking to me. They know I have to kind of clear my head before I go up.
Yeah, I felt like I was in New York City once I was in Bobby Sheehan.
Yeah. Once I was screaming for Matt to stop, I knew I was in the New York comedy scene.
Yes. Me and Bobby, we're just a couple of New York City comedians doing what New York City comedians do.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's a completely different energy than when it was you, me, and Chris from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
because Chris from Brooklyn hated that.
Why?
He just doesn't like fun. He's allergic to fun.
He doesn't like seeing people get along and enjoy one another's company.
Yeah. It only took 5 minutes before we did that on the show.
Good. The official baptism of the podcast has begun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you make that the intro? Just me and Matt saying that?
Yeah.
And then how long is an intro? Like 20 seconds? Just that over and over again?
Loop it like 15 times.
Okay.
Should we start the podcast by saying the N-word 22 times so no one has to make a compilation one day in the future?
Yeah, why don't you start, Matt?
I figure for the first episode of Locker Room Talk, we should talk all about Joe Rogan like every other podcast.
Dude. Our peer in podcasting and comedy, Joe Rogan.
The closest thing we've ever had to a father.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dude, people love that tweet, Joe.
It was my first ever viral tweet, and a majority of the responses were dudes that look a lot like me saying, same. Same, dude. No, from my cold, dead hands will you rip the Joe Rogan experience.
My favorite thing is whenever you say anything on the internet and about 25% of people don't know you're joking.
Oh, I love it. It's
It
getting
rules.
higher and
How
higher.
many people
too.
still think you're a writer for SNL?
People think I'm a writer for SNL. They think I'm a deadbeat dad.
You're gay?
A lot of people think I'm still in San Francisco. They thought I moved back to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's what I meant when I
yeah.
said you're gay.
Pretty much.
Got his ass.
Why else would you go to San Francisco? Tech? Tech is gone, dude. It's all about getting HIV.
Didn't you say you were getting booked on LGBT shows?
I was getting booked on LGBTQI shows.
Not A?
No.
Isn't it QIA?
QI.
A for the Italians.
Hey.
Hey. Mamma mia, I like the second the cock.
I identify as Italian.
Damn. Yeah, I would get booked on those shows because they were like, you're pansexual. And it's like,
They
yeah.
told you were pansexual?
I said I was pansexual.
Oh, okay.
But that's because
Well,
I.
you said it like
Yeah.
they booked me and said you're pansexual. Like, no, you lied and said you were.
They're like, hey, you
People seem to
yeah.
believe I'm a thing that I continually say that I am.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just a crazy misunderstanding. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Damn, dude, I got to start being pan so I could get booked.
It's good, dude. I just tell people, it's like, yeah, every time I see a personal pan pizza, I get a boner. Come on, folks.
Did you, is any part of your set, like, do you make it pan friendly at all?
Yeah.
Or?
I'm like, anyone pansexual? And then like some disgusting person will raise their hand. And I'll be like, don't flatter yourself. Don't you dare try to say what I have is what you have, because it's not, friend.
And
It's not.
folks, if you were offended by that, that's just some locker room talk.
Is some
There we
locker
go.
room
I don't know why I thought we were all going to say it at the same time.
Oh, maybe because like you didn't even look at me.
He
You
did
made-
look at me to
Yeah.
say it, and I didn't realize he wanted me to till after he said that, but I kind of enjoy it more that he just did it on his own and I hung him out to dry.
He looked at you and he also pointed his finger,
Yes.
really hoping to accentuate the point, but didn't happen, dude.
No, but it
Yikes,
is,
man.
yeah.
Yikes.
I think we got to say the N-word 23 times.
right.
23 and me. That's when you
Those are all
23
the
and bleed.
you
N-words.
you take the test, you find out you're part black, so you can say the N-word.
Yeah. Well, isn't I think Joe Rogan took that and said he's more black than Elizabeth Warren is Native American.
Probably. Right? I think
Yeah.
most people are at least somewhat black. Elizabeth Warren's not at all fucking Indian.
It was
so-
like 1,024th or something. Could she say Eskimo?
no, she was like some part of like some dumb bitch.
I'm sorry.
lie,
I'm
dude.
sorry. The E word.
Yeah.
I heard Edward Snowden can say it.
What?
Eskimo.
He can say it.
Edward snowed in.
Oh, because Jesus Christ.
All right, Bobby, calm down.
I'm getting a
dude.
little too
Calm
excited.
down. Dude. Look how fun. Bobby was the biggest fan of that punchline.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of the show, I think. is
God
me
bless
laughing
me
at my
for
own jokes.
thinking of a funny thing. It's cool, man. I love
God bless
comedy.
me for thinking of all the other people with the last name Snow in my head who can also identify as an Eskimo. Got Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
There we go.
Former New York Giants first baseman JT Snow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
I think I'm running out.
Keep it going. You got this.
Who's another famous Snow?
Snow White.
Snow Dogs.
Okay.
Snow White. She's Latina now.
Really? Really?
Yeah, the new
Snow Off-White?
Snow Half White. Snow Off White.
I believe the term is Latinx.
Yeah, she's Latinx.
That sounds like a superhero name.
Yeah.
I love it. How come? Why do they get it? And like white people are the coolest race.
Yeah, why
And
don't
so
we
don't get a cool
nickname?
thing. We get Aryan, but like that's like a bad thing now.
Yeah.
We need a cool thing.
Aryan is
man.
not even, Aryan's like Iranian or something. Turns out Hitler wasn't the smartest guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we appropriated it. It's ours now.
Yeah.
Well, we've reappropriated, so it's a cool thing.
Oh my God, what if white supremacy itself is appropriated?
That would be cool. Well, don't we have that with gay Nazis
Are there gay Nazis?
like Milo Yiannopoulos?
okay.
Is he yeah, would he there are there gay Nazis?
There
Is-
has to be.
I'm sure.
Well, I remember I watched a documentary about the alt-right Age of Rage, and which is, it's cool because it rhymes.
Is it about gay Nazis or would it have then been called AIDS of Rage?
All right, Matt. All right.
Man, you're on fire. One can say flaming. No, but they asked Richard Spencer, who's like the lead alt-right guy.
Oh, I'm well aware of who.
Oh, yeah. You're on a first-name basis with him.
I'm sure
Uncle Rich.
Yes, I'm sure the listeners that come over to listen to Locker Room Talk are well aware of who Richard Spencer
They
is.
probably hate me for thinking I had to explain
Yes.
who it was. But anyway, like he's being filmed in the car. Some people like criticize the documentary for being like too buddy with the Nazis because they were like filming him in the car.
They were being gay with the Nazis.
Maybe it
being
was,
gay
maybe
with
it was like
Nazis.
unbiased and they're just really cool guys that everyone wants to hang out with.
Turns
Ever
out if
think of
you
that?
actually take an unbiased approach, Richard Spencer's a chill dude.
They do. I will say the haircuts are kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they keep like the mustache is cool, the salute is cool, and then they take the haircuts too.
Yeah.
They're just taking everything that's cool.
Yeah, save some fucking lame shit for the rest of us Nazis.
Right?
Yeah,
But anyway, they asked Richard Spencer, like, in the white ethno state, can you be gay? And he like sort of laughs like, ugh, I have to answer this again. Of course, it's fine.
that's
We
pretty-
know people are
that's-
gay.
Because like, don't like the Black Panthers? Don't they kill gay people?
I haven't heard that, but
I've heard
we
they
could start
murdered
promoting
people.
that.
Yeah.
We could start saying that. I think part of Locker Room Talk is never thinking about anything or
A
fact
cornerstone
checking.
of
Yeah.
We're not doing
yeah.
the Spotify fucking warning at the beginning that some of this might not be true.
If anything, we have an obligation to spread misinformation.
I think so,
Yes,
yeah.
I
That's what you
believe
come to the locker room for.
Yes.
You want to see some dicks. You want to compare size. You want to
talk about gay Nazis.
talk about gay Nazis.
Give the full picture on Nazis.
If we say like right off the bat, like, hey, nothing on this podcast is genuine, nothing on this podcast is real, then we're safe, dude.
Yeah.
And like that way we can say like whatever, we can like out people, known rapists, and then like it's like it doesn't matter. Hey, we're just goofing around.
Yeah.
You can keep doing their show. It doesn't matter, dude. We just I said it in jest. I called that guy out in jest. It was a goofy goof.
We're jesting. That's what jesters jesting.
How do you know how I know I'm an adult now? I was like making a list of all the subscription services I have.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
Wait,
Oh, I thought that was a natural comment. I thought it was gonna be like you can't get away with rape anymore or something.
Oh,
it's not cute and fun anymore.
I'm not 12 anymore. There might be some repercussions to this.
I thought you were going to like analyze what subscriptions you had, but you mean just the fact that you sat down and made a list makes you an adult.
The fact that I'm like budgeting how much, like my entertainment dollar for the month.
Okay. I don't think I've ever had a budget.
Do you live within your means?
Well, yeah, I live under my means, I would say, and I put like a certain amount of money away each week.
How much do you put away each week?
$500.
$69.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh
You
wait,
put
hold
away-
on. I'm sorry. I put $500 away every 2 weeks.
So you put $1,000 in saving every month?
A month, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like $12,000 a year.
You have how much do you have saved?
I feel like I don't want the listeners of Locker Room Talk
Just
to
give
know
us
the
an
answer to
estimate.
that.
50 grand, 50,000.
Oh yeah, definitely at least 50 grand.
Damn, that's wild, dude. You
Yeah.
can probably retire if you want.
No wonder you said you'd pay for the studio space for this show.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna start paying for a lot more, dude. You better forget about giving me a W-9, dude. Like, come on, dude. Just give me money, dude.
I actually just saw a thing on Twitter. It came out a couple years ago. CNBC put out like a pie chart of the budget breakdown of a 25-year-old who makes $100,000 a year and is excellent with money. The numbers,
$100,000,
exactly.
dude. That's
The
like
numbers
fucking
on
more than
the numbers on the actual chart are insane. But just the idea, it's like how every 25-year-old makes $100,000.
Yeah.
This is what they would spend their money on if they were great with money. It's got $400 a month on groceries, $270 on health insurance. There's dining out, utilities, transportation.
270 on health insurance.
Yeah, the
What-
number.
What are they, a baby?
I would get the health insurance covered by my job for sure.
Yeah. I pay for my own health insurance and it's twice that.
Yeah, cell phone $40. I don't know anyone whose cell phone is just $40 a month.
I guess like maybe if they're on like a cricket plan.
Maybe.
What do you use?
They like playing English
T-Mobile.
basketball.
I'm on T-Mobile too.
Baseball.
I
Yeah.
like it. Folks, this podcast is sponsored by the good folks at T-Mobile. Use code word locker room on checkout for a free iPhone that won't track you if you download child pornography. That's code word locker at checkout.
Internet, $20 a month. Also, I don't know anyone who's
They
internet
have to be
is-
like splitting that with people. Like, is it like a person who makes $100,000 a year is good with money and also has several roommates?
Also, do they live in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Maybe yes, maybe they.
Yeah, there's no way they can live in like
New
a
York
major
with these-
metropolitan area.
Also, $30 for your house cleaner.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making six figures, what are you gonna clean yourself?
Yeah, I guess.
I could see that.
$825 a month for rent
Okay.
and $615 a month for donations.
That means like
Donations.
drugs. That has to
Yes.
mean like cocaine.
Probably.
Oh, dude, I thought like they're receiving $100,000 a year and people are donating to them.
No,
That's
you,
not what that
If you're
meant.
good with your money, you should be donating $615 a month to donations.
Why? Fuck that.
And your typical monthly spending would be $2,775.
That's like a tithe, isn't it? That's close to 10%.
Yeah, I think.
Their
it's,
monthly spending expenses are what I make a month if I'm lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Bobby,
20
you're rich. This doesn't apply to you, dude. another rich guy in fucking comedy that I've found a way to do a podcast with.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago and I was like, this is insane. Where did they get these numbers from?
I make like $50K a year, and I'm like, it's hard to make that. I was like pumped when I was making that.
Yeah.
And then I keep getting older, and like that money does not go. I like that money doesn't inflate with my age in the market. Like, damn, dude, it's starting to suck.
Yeah.
Fuck, Bobby, get me a job, dude. What do you do? Are you a
No, actually,
longshoreman?
don't ask Bobby to do that.
I got Matt a job at my job and they fired him within a week.
Yeah, but I'm not Matt, dude. look at Matt and look at me, dude. Are you really gonna be? Who would you say works at an office?
Well, actually, so they hired me and someone else at the same time, and the other guy was a retard.
And
Yeah,
the other guy's still working there.
No, they fired both of us. The reason they gave was just, we weren't ready to expand the team. I asked if there was any feedback on my work that I could maybe take into future jobs, and they were like, no, you were doing great.
Yeah, that is very odd.
Yeah.
I still don't know what happened. And now I feel like I'm like a fucking jackass.
I mean, you kind of are. You betrayed a friend's trust.
I mean, they asked
You
me
mean-
what did
you
I
know how
think, and I
Matt's
said,
living hand to mouth, and like
Yeah.
he was like, "Look, man, I'll work really hard," and they were like, "All right, we'll give fucking Bobby a pity thing and get this guy a job."
It's not the first time Bobby's heard that from someone.
Bobby,
Yeah.
come on, man. What's going on, dude?
I don't know. I just thought if we worked together, it would kind of it'd be a little too much. You know what I mean? A little too much locker room talk. At the
So you
office.
told your boss like, "Hey, can you fire this guy Matt, but make it seem like it wasn't my request?"
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "You got it, Bobo."
Mhm.
Is your dad like a rich guy CEO?
No, my dad's in retail management,
Really?
Yeah.
And he can't come.
and he can't come.
Why not?
He had his prostate removed.
Wait, you can't come if you remove your prostate?
That's where the cum comes from.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's stored in the balls, but it comes from the prostate. By the way, everybody, I'm not a doctor, but that is true.
Damn. Why'd your dad? Was
I
it
don't know,
like
this could be
was it
some
a health thing?
medical misinformation we're giving here on the podcast.
Which we endorse.
I think we
Yes.
got to have a cardiologist on and talk about it.
Right.
Let's hear their side of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into the Bobby's dad story. We did the one episode of Loud Boys we filled in for. We did bring up that his dad can't come, and we did it on the Patreon.
Well, you really fucked up our ad read because not a mere few weeks after you guys did the Loud Boys podcast, it broke up, dude. That was the kiss of death.
You know, some
Letting you
people
guys-
think it's a coincidence, but I don't believe it.
Well, look at this, the natural evolution of things. Everything worked out.
Mm-hmm. Now all we need is Chris from Brooklyn's podcast to fail, and
we
Have
can
him
replace
come on.
Joe with him.
yep.
Yeah. I'm just filling in, dude.
Yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn too.
Joe from Brooklyn.
Yeah, little Joey Brooklyn. That's me now. Sitting on a stoop, wearing a newsy hat, offering to shine people's shoes. My little shine box. What else is definitively Brooklyn? Brooklyn's a working class borough.
Yeah. Well, because I grew up in Queens, so I know Brooklyn has changed, but there's still some parts of Brooklyn that are old Brooklyn.
I bet.
But I know, but you both live there now, right?
Bobby, where do you live in Brooklyn?
I live in Bushwick.
Let's split an Uber home.
Let's take the subway instead.
You're rich, dude. Come on, you can afford to give your dear old co-host a ride home.
We didn't finish talking about gay Nazis in the.
Bobby, what's it like being a gay Nazi?
Well, I loved also in the documentary there. You were saying they asked Richard Spencer if you can be gay there, and he's like, "Of course." And he's like his response, "What do you guys think? I'm some kind of intolerant person?"
Yeah.
Hell, what a goof. He knows what he's doing. But also like a lot of races aren't okay with gay people. Filipinos, black people, definitely. Most
Koreans?
Asians. Most Asians.
Most Asians.
I think Japanese are all right with it.
Yeah.
Because like femme
because you're
cultures-
part Japanese.
Yes, because I'm part Japanese.
That's
And
where the
fact
pan
that-
comes from, dude.
Yeah, the fact that I haven't been beheaded yet by my family means they must be okay with gay people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they say, Joe, you dishonor family. Put the pee-pee in the mouth. I banish you. Hiya! Then I got to do like this whole redemption thing where, I got to cut my samurai man bun off and I just become a Rogan,
You become a Rogan?
or a Ronin.
A Shogun?
A Rogan.
You become a Rogan?
A Rogan is a fucking Ronin samurai that fucking starts his own podcast.
And he
and
was saying the
spreads
N-word because that's like
misinformation.
for them.
Right.
That's
That's Chinese.
Yeah.
Is it? No, I think there is like a Chinese me or you is NIG.
Yeah. I know in China
How do you
it's
pronounce
like,
that?
I don't know. I'm dumb. I've only read it. I've only read it.
I know there was a sort like when Yao Ming first came to the NBA, it's just like saying and he would just be in the locker room and all these black guys saying the N-word and someone had to tell him what that meant.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think that conversation went?
Because he was saying
You
stuff
play,
like,
you play the big Asian guy saying the N-word.
Wait, if you say the N-word in a Chinese accent, do they cancel each other
It
out?
has to. I love how come on, dude, it's fine. It's our first podcast. You won't get in trouble for that one.
We'll wait for the Patreon.
yeah.
We get to level over Patreon, and it's like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just that over and over again for 59 minutes.
It's our like number 9 from the Beatles' White Album.
You guys ever watch some race play porn?
Yes.
What is?
I watch Blacked. That's my
Yeah.
porn.
Is
right
that
now.
race play where it's just like black?
Well,
yeah.
Not I've
Like fucking a girl in blackface.
tap dancing beforehand.
Yes.
Fuck, man. No, like there's actual there's white girls like saying, "Please give me that N-word dick." You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
all about it.
But you won't see a compilation of those girls.
Why not?
Well, they're not spreading misinformation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure
They're like,
I'm sure
they're
I'm
still
sure
wearing their fucking COVID masks while they're getting fucked. So it's like, all right, they get a pass. They're good.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're the most knowledgeable of science.
That was so wild.
They know the
during-
science of
yeah.
making me come. I'll tell you that much.
That's when OnlyFans got its rise, was during the lockdown, because it's like, okay, I can't watch regular porn, but
Why can't you watch regular porn during
because
the
like who was
lockdown?
gonna make fresh porn during an epidemic?
Joe's
dude?
the only guy that's like watched it all.
Yeah.
I
He's
reached
like,
the
okay,
end.
more, please.
Yeah, they're like, we'll give you a free yearly subscription if you just stop clicking for more videos.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't even know when new porn videos come out.
You don't follow. You don't go to the websites and follow the star's profile and then like click on new videos and see every day if something got uploaded.
No, there's just like best of the month on some of the sites I go to, and they're
What's
not
the best
like
of the
new that
month?
came out that month. They're just most viewed that month.
Which site do you view? Which site-
XNXX.
Why?
My
That's
man.
like an old one. I feel
Yeah.
Oh,
like
it is? Okay.
it feels like an older one.
I just anything that's not Pornhub. Pornhub feels like Amazon.
I like X Hamster. That's
Okay.
my go-to.
X Hamster is nice. There's Spankwire I haven't used in a while, but I used to.
I thought Spankwire went down.
Did it?
I think so.
Mm.
You know
I
what?
gotta
X
check it
Hamster, X
Yeah,
videos.
Matt, you don't watch porn daily, you fucking
Yeah.
poser.
You don't?
X Hamster, I haven't been to that one. XNXX I like a lot, and I'll also just go to like Reddit subreddits.
The
Reddit's
subreddits are good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger than you thought. That's a great one.
bigger than you thought is good. When it goes in, ooh.
Ooh.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's some porn in 15 seconds and porn in 60 seconds. They just like supercut it. Like
Porn
a
in
Joe
60
Rogan
seconds.
supercut.
That's all you need, dude.
Porn in 60 seconds is a full video for you.
It's wild, like how Reddit is just like distills all of the internet in one place. Where
It
you can
does,
literally
yeah.
find any kind of topic. Like there's a subreddit for it.
100. There's subreddits for finance, subreddits for every sports team, every sport, and porn, like everything, and anti-work.
Anti-work's fun. Remember that the guy from Anti-Work
Looks kind of like you.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that. And like he went on like CNN about
He went on Fox.
Yeah.
Jesse Waters
Yikes.
show. I saw that. Did you? Did
I was too busy.
You
at
told
my
me about it.
job.
I still haven't watched it, but
Bobby
think
is the opposite of he's anti-work. He loves to fucking work, dude. He got all this money.
I'm a bit conscientious. I will admit it myself.
No. So anti-work was it was a subreddit that started off as just like kind of a communist. Like nobody should ever have to work, but then it became a thing where people actually talked about legitimate like labor malpractice.
Yeah.
And it got so big that they were like actually making like headway to the point where like mainstream media took notice, and the guy who was the moderator went on or guy, I shouldn't say guy, I think
it's a they them probably.
it's a they that they're trans.
Are they insane? It's a they them.
Yes. They're insane. They have
I believe
a
the
mental
term
illness.
their pronouns are it what?
It what? Their pronouns are ew gross.
Oh yikes.
My pronouns are oh yikes. But yeah, so they them went on Fox News, and every like bad stereotype you can think of, like hair long in his face,
Greasy.
not done, messy room, overweight, and just saying I just don't think we should have to work. What do you do for work? I walk dogs, but I'd like to teach philosophy one day.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It was just really bad, and the whole Reddit like cratered after that. And there's a new one that's like work reform, I think.
Yeah.
It's not as big as the other one had gotten, just because natural community building doesn't necessarily happen the same way twice.
Yeah.
But it's probably a little bit more accurate towards what the first one should have been.
Well, it's going to be all on the moderators.
Yeah.
You know, like how strict you are with like the ban hammer. You know what I mean?
Oh, but the reason it came up recently is them, who was the moderator, was accused of rape.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this has come full circle. This is
Yeah.
everything that it should have been.
Yes.
So who did they
I shouldn't
rape?
have to work to get consent. I mean, that's pussy belongs to all of us.
Communal
Exactly.
pussy?
Yeah, dude.
Anti-pussy.
Save me some of that communist pussy.
There you go.
Why don't you spread the wealth? And by the way, spread those legs.
Yeah. Actually, if you think about it, rapists are the most anti-work.
Yeah. They
They
won't
don't want to put in the work of seducing a woman.
Yeah. Wow, that's very funny. I never thought of that before. They just don't want to say those things.
Yeah.
You know?
These women withholding their pussy, it's labor malpractice.
Yeah. 50% of people hold 51% of the pussies.
Yeah.
Because some of them have two. Oh, that's dumb as shit.
Damn, dude.
Just some locker room talk.
I mean, that's
boys.
something. It's definitely something to think about.
How many times per episode would we just say, that's some locker room talk, boys?
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
that's
gonna
our
say it
signature
too much.
move.
Yeah.
You can never be too honest.
Mm.
That's how I live my life, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I've wanted to look at the anti-work subreddit, but the only time I look at Reddit is when I'm at work. You know what I mean? Like incognito mode, right? But they could see it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, let's not go overboard and start reading about how I hate work at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little too much.
But you do hate work.
I don't, this to me is the real work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking with friends, recording it, putting it on the internet.
This is what's going to last a lifetime. This is what's going to be around for years after our demise.
Yeah. When this goes in the time capsule, and one day some poor child digging in his backyard finds the buried tapes of locker room talk.
Buried tapes of locker room talk.
And he listens. He's like, I got to fucking overthrow the government. And kills his fucking parents.
Yeah.
Because the podcast told him to. Isn't that cool? Like, in like the 60s, like people would like read books and be like, I guess I got to fucking kill this person. They would misinterpret like the author's words in a book.
Or like in the guy who shot Reagan was trying to impress Jodie Foster.
Yeah, so it's like,
was it Taxi Driver was the movie?
Taxi Driver.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he thought Taxi Driver was like his life or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she was fucking impressed that.
What kind of
Dude, I bet she got fucking turned on when she fucking saw it. He did that for me. Women love it when guys do stupid gestures to show that they care.
Yeah.
You know, you did it for me.
Some guys hold the boombox over their head outside of the
Yeah.
window. Some guys shoot the president.
I'd rather folks, if you have to choose, shoot the damn president.
Yeah.
All right. Holding a boombox that's played out. Shoot the kill the leader of the free world if you love her and you know you should be together.
You know, I almost said "shoot the damn president's" the name of the episode, but actually, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Why not? No, it's shoot the. It's Joe Gorman says Joe Gorman. That's my social security number, and then it says Joe Gorman says shoot the damn president.
And
10
name
years
of the-
from now, there's going to be a clips of you saying "kill the president" in various ways.
A super, and then it's like I have to make a response saying like, "This is hey folks, like." Seeing that compilation of me threatening to kill the president of the United States of America throughout several different administrations, it really
That's what it has
It was
to be
just some
apolitical.
locker room talk.
It's just some locker room.
That's the name of the
At
episode.
least
That's
it's-
like the name of every
Yeah.
single episode will be that's just some locker room talk.
Volume 1, Volume 2.
It's like how what's his name, George Foreman.
I named all of his kids George.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, where like
yeah.
What
short.
a retard, dude.
Yeah.
What a fucking dumb thing. Well, I wouldn't want that.
All the kids named George. Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
What if I named all of my kids Joe? That's a cool name.
What if you
Joe.
had kids? That's a frightening proposition as it is.
What if they
he
kept
does
them?
have kids, Bobby. He talks about them all the time.
Oh, you do miss your kids. That's
Yeah.
true. It's I think one of the first things you told me.
One of the first, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey Joe, what's San Francisco like?" And you're like, "I just miss my family." Okay. Okay, person I've never met. I guess you have a family.
You know, it's
Guys that
interesting-
have a family are wild. That
And
do
do- and
comedy.
do comedy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild to see that shit. Right?
Yeah.
they
like
have-
doing open mics. Like
Yeah.
at least if you're like touring and all, and you like have a family,
Yeah.
it's still rough, but it's still like you make a living doing this.
At least live in New York and be passed at a handful of clubs if you have a family.
yeah, the
Right.
family men who do mics a lot.
You can
always
leave it
rough.
in, or you could follow your dreams. You can't do both.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, yes.
Did you know when Reagan was shot and survived, he broke the curse of Tecumseh?
What's that?
Do you know about this, Bobby? You're a history guy,
Tecumseh?
too.
Yeah. That's when you're fucking a woman and you don't want to come all the way. You just want to come suh. I just want
All
to come
Bobby's
suh.
dad can do
Please,
now
sir,
is
may I have some
Tecumseh.
more?
Yeah,
Bobby's
so because
dad
your-
can
your
only
dad's
come
prostate.
He can only Tecumseh.
So like your dad still like he can still like shoot a load. It's just like pre-cum, right?
It's he's shooting blanks literally.
So like when you're sucking him off,
Mhm.
you're like, what's this consistency? Like it's just water?
It's like as if you blew into my mouth. Yeah.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
But the connection is still there.
That's all
Right,
that really
yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
When he pulls your hair.
Yeah.
But Tecumseh, the Native American, back in the War of 18, or shortly after the War of 1812, William Henry Harrison wins a battle against Tecumseh, and Tecumseh puts a curse on him and all future U.S. presidents. This is the way the story goes. Native Americans were into like voodoo and shit.
It's fine. I look Native American.
One who rapes is.
We call him Thieving Weasel. He stole the innocent of the chief princess.
So apparently the curse was that every 20 years, the U.S. president would, whoever's elected every 20 years would die. And William Henry Harrison becomes president in 1840 and dies 2 months into office. 20 years later, Abraham Lincoln's elected, assassinated.
Lincoln,
20
yeah.
years later, James Garfield, assassinated.
Oh, no.
1900, William McKinley, assassinated.
Assassinated.
1920, Warren Harding dies in office. 1940, FDR. 1960, JFK. 1980, Reagan gets shot but survives.
Yeah, dude. Don't ever try to fucking come at the Gipper, dude. That's fucking that last great American president, too.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. After that, it would have been.
I don't know why I just said yeah, like, yeah, sure.
That's how you know Joe's going to be a cult leader, because he just made you do that.
Yeah.
He just said Reagan was the best president ever. And then
I
you
just
were
said,
like,
yeah, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
But after Reagan, it would have been Obama, right?
No, Bush, 2000.
Oh, the as far as in the curse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
20
curse.
years later was Bush, and someone threw a shoe at him. The assassination attempts are getting less severe.
Let's be honest, dude. September
That one had a little more
11th,
soul, though.
2001. Bush was supposed to be in Tower 2. So he dodged a bullet. I
Yeah,
think
but the Jews
Bush
called him and told the Jews sent him a text and told him to get out of there.
W. You've always been cool. Don't go into the White House tomorrow.
And then 20 years after that is Biden. So, and Biden, if Biden
Biden's
dies in
definitely
office,
going to die in office.
then the curse of Tecumseh returns.
the curse return, and it's a double curse because then a black woman's going to be president.
Oh no!
I would vote for Kamala Harris for president only if she steps on me.
Well,
I can't believe a president of the United States gave me a boner. I never thought that would be possible.
Who?
Kamala Harris.
Do you think
She's
Kamala's tasty?
Huh?
Kamala tasty?
He's from
Yeah.
San Francisco. He has to say that.
Yeah. Favorite daughter.
She spoke at my college graduation.
Really?
In 2007, yeah. Former DA Kamala Harris.
What college did you go to?
San Francisco State, baby.
Bill Clinton came to my college once at Stony Brook in Long Island.
He was like, all the girls I'm going to have sex with, all the guys, you can give me a high five.
I wasn't there for the. I never went to any of the speaker things or even the comedy. They had legit comedians come in. I was wrestling at the time, so I wasn't.
You didn't care about that faggot shit at the time.
Exactly.
You wanted to pretend to fucking beat somebody up in a ring.
Yeah.
You didn't want to fucking do this gay shit of making a person laugh in front of other people, man.
I remember Aziz came through.
Aziz!
And apparently left after like 25 minutes because that was all he was contracted to do, and people wouldn't stop taking pictures and videos. So he just left after.
Can you
25
imagine that?
minutes.
Like being mad that somebody liked you so much that they wanted to have like immortalize a moment of like, I got to see this comedian I really appreciate. And he's like, how dare you enjoy the idea? Like, I don't take a fucking picture if you
But
want.
it's taking videos. Is the
Film my
problem.
fucking set. I don't give a fuck, dude. I film my set. I'm suddenly fucking better than somebody else. It's a public performance, dude.
Yeah,
Film
but
it.
they also want to save like bits for the specials.
I don't care.
Make money on it.
Let me tell you something. It's like, if anything, it's like, hey, you saw an unfinished work. Why don't you come here? You saw a semi-hard dick. Why don't you fucking buy the special and see it fucking rock hard and full of Viagra with glistening with pre-cum? You know?
Tecumseh.
Yeah, to come some.
Pre-Tecumseh.
We're living in the age where everything you say is just going to be out there. So stand by what you say.
Stand by what you say. You want to do that Native American impression again? Just stand by.
I don't care.
It's just
Welcome to the Lucky Savage Casino and Resort.
every time he does it, I'm just like, how?
Yeah. How?
It's honestly
Late checkout
You can't
by
get offended
11
though, because
a.m.
that is a fucking cool sound to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine you're some army guy, right? And you're like, oh, I got to take over the West, and you go and you're like, oh, there's just some dumb Indians that I got to kill,
Yeah,
and then you hear that shit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, oops, a daisy. Turns out these guys want to protect their homeland.
Yeah. It seems like the Washington Redskins, they changed their name to the football team. They finally got a new name. They're
What
now
is
going to
it?
be the Commanders.
Ooh,
Okay.
the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
So
And
like they completely fucking turned it from like Native American to a white person.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. Good.
How do you know there aren't any Native American commanders?
Because we're not speaking Native American, Matt. That's why.
You just were.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's because I'm a cultured man who studied dead languages. So I can speak Latin and Native American.
You just see Joe on the train doing Duolingo, just
Duolingo just shows me a smoke signal. I have to translate it into whoops and hollers.
just flutes playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, immediately when they said the name was going to be the Commanders, everyone was just like, oh, the commies. That's going to
funny.
be there. Who's not going to call them that? Everyone like abbreviates their team's
The Washington
name.
Commies.
A
let's go
million
com-
uncles just came in their pants.
Yeah.
Be like, I liked it when they were the Redskins, not the fucking commies.
Yeah. I saw a few T-shirts online saying they'll always be the football team to me.
Aw.
That's funny. Just keep it as the football team.
That was, I kind of, you know what? Maybe it's because it's gone now.
Yeah.
And that's nostalgia. But I kind of think like the football team,
The
not
Washington
a
football
football team,
The
the fucking football
Yeah.
team.
I saw some people online say they thought it'd be cool. They called it DCFC, the DC Football Club.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Okay.
I am very okay with that.
Yeah. But Washington Commanders sounds kind of lame.
Well, look at this. We're talking about sports now.
Yeah.
This is some actual locker room talk.
Is the XFL still around?
So The Rock bought it, so it may come back. Actually, interesting. Before we did this, I looked up if there had been if there was a podcast called Locker Room Talk, and there was one that is no longer in existence.
Thank Christ.
They stopped doing shows once the XFL folded last year. They were an XFL recap show.
Oh, awesome.
I went to an XFL game. It was awesome.
I went to the XFL when they originally started.
The 2001 XFL.
Yeah, like where there was like the San Francisco Devils.
Okay.
My stepdad was like into it. He was
Yeah.
really banking on the XFL being a thing.
Yeah.
He thought it was really cool.
I got really into it last year or 2 years ago now. It was like the year COVID hit. I went to a game at MetLife, the New York Guardians, and there was a bunch of us tailgating like, we're all day one Guardians fans, and we were chanting MVP for the guy who threw his first touchdown of the year.
That's
just
funny.
like, it was a wrestling crowd at a football game, basically. It was awesome.
Yeah. I'm in, dude.
Yeah, if it comes back, if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson brings it back before he becomes president.
I'm sure he will. He'll like have his like tequila there for everyone, and it's so funny. Just like all like his branding and marketing. He's pretty smart with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock is, I mean, it's wild. He's like the most famous person alive besides Joe Rogan now.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he, because the back and forth with him and Rogan was just like, you're a cool guy, and everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you for saying he's a cool guy?
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I hadn't seen this before. Thanks for letting me know. He didn't even like really
Take it
attack
back.
him.
He didn't say like I take it all back.
Yeah, he just
was like,
kind of
"Hey."
like hedged his bet a little, and then everyone immediately is picking up old offensive things The Rock did.
Well, he's gonna say like that's The Rock. It wasn't Dwayne Johnson saying that.
Yeah.
There's
It's the classic Hulk Hogan didn't fuck Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
It was Terry Bollea.
Yeah.
Yeah. When because they were asking about lying about things, and they're like, "You said you have a 10-inch penis. Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. Terry Bollea does not."
No, that's so funny, dude.
In court, he has to like say these things.
It's fun. Like I would watch some like old wrestling with like Hulk Hogan. It's like that guy did not know how to properly do steroids. It seems.
I thought you were gonna say how to wrestle.
No, but
properly.
like, well, I mean that, but
That
like you
too.
like look at his body, like he just like it was like this big, boxy dude. But then you look at the Ultimate Warrior, who was like completely fucking shredded.
Yeah.
And it's like at first, like you look at Hulk Hogan, and you're like, I guess that's just how fucking shredded people looked in the '80s. And then you look at Ultimate Warrior, and you're like, oh no, Ultimate Warrior looks like completely fucking shredded. Like
Yeah.
Warrior knew how to do steroids. It
Yeah.
seems like Hulk Hogan was just like he was on like a constant bulk.
You ever
know?
hear the story CM Punk once told of driving around with Harley Race, who was this old-timey wrestler from like the 70s, and he kept asking that, he was like trying to get them to remember a wrestler, and he was like, it's that faggot Indian, and they couldn't guess who it was, and finally someone blurted out, Ultimate Warrior. He's like, yeah, that's the guy.
I love it. I love that, dude.
I miss when we just liked that old people said fucked up stuff.
yeah.
It was a thing where it was like it was excused because they're an older person, they don't understand.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have to hold these old people accountable.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was like
they don't have
yeah.
plausible deniability anymore either, though.
Well, it's
You know
because
what
like
I mean?
well, it used to be like the old people were like the greatest generation who fought in World War II, like fought Nazis.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they get a pass. But now old people are like the baby boomers that fucked up the economy for everyone.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck you, old person.
You
No,
don't get to say
now
slurs
fuck-
anymore.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
You lost
If
your slur privileges.
if you fought the Nazis Nazis, you could say slurs.
Yeah.
All right, what did they do? Fucking.
I mean, they did fight the Vietnamese.
Bosnia?
But not well. Yeah.
You fought in Bosnia, bitch.
I think Bosnia might be Gen X.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's Vietnam, but that's a war that we don't like that we fought.
Yeah, it's not a fun one.
No one should
Yeah.
have been in Vietnam.
Yeah, we don't look back and be like, you're a hero for fighting in Vietnam as much. That's why all Vietnam veterans are homeless now.
And like
Yeah,
all the
dude.
movies like don't glamorize Vietnam. Like they glamorize almost every other war.
the World War II is like, oh, if you fought to stop Hitler, you're a hero, and you can call them Orientals however long you want.
Yeah, but in for Vietnam, it's like, all right, you get good music, but you were just smoking pot in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best you could get is we're sorry that you had to do that.
Yeah.
There's no like gallantry
Yeah.
involved in
But
it.
it definitely used. What do you mean when you said there's no plausible deniability? That old people, there's no way for them to be able to say they don't know they can't say it?
No, that like everything's just filmed now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like even if you had videos, like if you had videos of The Rock doing the Chinese voice,
Yeah.
short of like bringing that videotape with you and being like, can I put this in your VCR to show you? People would be like, no, actually, because I'm at work right now.
Yeah.
But like now it's like fucking Twitter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you want to be recreationally outraged, you could just you just Google The Rock doing the Chinese voice if you want to be
You
upset.
can
for
Google
something.
anything
You could. Yeah.
except Matt Maran being a funny comedian.
Got his ass.
Your fucking computer will blow up.
Sorry, Matt. That's just some locker room talk.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, buddy, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, you got to commit Carey.
Nice.
What if the person on the podcast that gets owned the most, they have to commit Carey afterwards?
I would love that. All right,
Joe has to show us how to do it, of course.
All right,
Right.
here we go. Oh, what you must do is face the rising sun, and you breathe in deep, and you take the pen that you wrote first a satirist, and to jam it into your stomach.
Think of, I'm going to commit Carey and then just start announcing a Cubs game like I'm Harry Carey.
You want to go see a Yankees game?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm a Metropolitan fanatic myself, but I'll go to the Yankees game if it was
You
with
came
my
to a
friends.
Washington Wizards game with me.
Yeah, I went to my first ever basketball game.
Yeah, me and Bobby went to D.C. a few weeks ago. Just just a day trip, a couple of history boys.
Just a couple
Doing
of
what
history
boys
doing.
do.
A history boy thing.
We don't
No,
have
we
that
were
one.
a
Denying the
couple-
Holocaust ever happened.
We almost went to the Holocaust Museum, but I decided against it because I didn't trust Matt not to behave himself.
What's something fun to do in New York on a
I mean,
weekend?
Well, if we were actually there in the Holocaust Museum, of course I make jokes all the time, but if I'm there around people and you're seeing all the stuff about the 250,000 Jews that died, then then I would take it seriously.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's not something you should really joke about because there were, you say thousands, but really it was millions of people that worked really hard so that would have happened.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, all the millions of Nazis.
The millions
And millions of
Jews
Nazis.
that died in the Holocaust.
I feel like I didn't get the reference.
That's what The Rock used to say.
Oh.
The millions of Rock's fans. He would just say the millions. The whole crowd would go, and millions. Doing that for the Holocaust.
Hell yeah, dude.
Damn, dude, wrestling sounds fun. I wish that I had less oxygen when I was being born so I could enjoy it.
All right,
I love
Bobber.
millions
All
of
right.
Jews. We have to be more respectful to the millions and millions of Jews who died in the Holocaust.
And they're like, and that concludes this Holocaust memorial. If you smell what the Rock is, he fucking comes out, everyone's cheering.
The Rock is cooking. He carries an oven with bones in it.
I love that every time the Rock is introduced, they have to give 5 minutes of crowd ovation.
Yes.
Where he's just and he's always that's my favorite thing is when the wrestlers come out and their reaction to the audience reaction.
Yeah.
It's always wow. Like when Edge came back and he had this intense look and shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Bobby, you know what that's like, right?
Bobby doesn't know
I
shit.
know about edging.
Bobby doesn't know shit. Pretending to fucking like wrestling, dude. He was the kid that when all the other kids were talking about wrestling, he wanted to fucking be a part of the conversation, but all he had to contribute was how quickly he did his homework the night before. No, he didn't know shit about wrestling. He didn't know anything about Shawn Michaels' sweet chin music.
Yeah.
I liked Trish.
You know what they call
Trish Stratus and Lita. I remember one time I was into wrestling for a little while when I was like 12.
the bra and panty matches.
The bra and panty matches. And I remember being excited that Trish and Lita were gonna fight. I don't think it was a bra and panty match, but I think there was some TNA. But I was really excited. I was watching.
You watched TNA also. There was a wrestling company called TNA.
So I was like, they're like trash talking each other like in a parking lot. I still remember it. And my mom was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Wrestling." And she like insists on like sitting it and watching it with me. And then she's like, "Ooh, who's Trish?" Like doing that mom thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like still fucking traumatized from it because I got like half a chub, and then my mom's like trolling me. That's psychologically damaging to your children.
Mom
Don't
knew
do
what
that.
she was doing, dude. She's like, I'm gonna kill my son's boner
Yeah.
immediately.
Trying to give you that stratisfaction.
Yeah.
Although like Trish Stratus had the big titties.
Yes, she did.
But Lita, I liked her because she was a little alternative.
Yeah.
You know what I
She
mean?
had big titties too, though.
She did have big titties.
All the women wrestlers in the 90s had big ass titties.
Yeah.
I mean, they like had to. There's stories of female wrestlers saying like that Vince McMahon would tell them to get boob jobs if they wanted to be on TV.
set of titties, or you're fired. That was my favorite. That's like my favorite thing. It was like, not like Matt. You thought it sucked getting fired from Bobby's job when Bobby told his boss to fire you. Imagine getting fired by your boss on national television.
Yeah.
Like during the fucking live show. Like they weren't even like. Yeah, they weren't even like, look, we're gonna fire you on a Tuesday, and then we're gonna gear up for SmackDown on Friday. He's like, get him out here. They should.
He
bring
used
out,
to make people kiss his ass on television.
Yeah.
It sounds like these wrestlers need a union.
That should be a.
There was a group on TV back in the day of wrestlers called the Union. who
Dude,
went
I'm just
against Vince
stumbling
McMahon.
into wrestling puns. This is amazing.
It is funny that you just like any retard could just kind of jokingly say a thing would be like, nope, WWE did it.
Yeah, they're like they should do a fucking storyline where like it turns out Vince McMahon might have another kid.
Yeah,
and, it's
and
like
then
a
it ends up
midget or
being a
something.
midget.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if they did a storyline where to get back at someone, a guy went and had sex with his dead girlfriend in the coffin in the what do you call that? A funeral home or whatever? Yeah, that
Funeral
happened
parlor,
too.
yeah.
Funeral parlor.
You know who I also had a boner for as a child was
yeah.
Stephanie McMahon.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Stephanie.
Because she
has
was
some
like a business chick, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
A
Like she
business
was wear
bitch.
suits and be all tough.
Yeah.
big
that
ass
was
fucking milkers.
She
dude.
had milkers, dude.
Yeah.
There's no
I'm
other way
fucking
around
horny,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Even
Couple
even Linda McMahon had a fucking nice pair of puppies.
Really? Didn't
No.
she have? No, yeah, she's kind of like an older, but like older.
I think you're alone on this one, Joe.
You all got a boner for women in power, right? Isn't it crazy? She was almost in Congress.
Yeah, Linda McMahon ran for Congress. She was like a part of Trump's Small Business Administration.
Okay, that makes
That I feel like
complete
that was
sense.
also part of the push for them to go PG. Was like Linda McMahon's political aspirations.
Yeah.
They'll never bring back bra and panty matches, and they got some fucking hotties on their fucking roster now. Sasha Banks,
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss. I'd like to see them in a fucking bra and rub my fucking dick in your face match. God damn, I'm fucking horny.
I'd love to see them in a sweating and begging no match.
I'd love to see them in a desperately trying to leave my basement torture room match.
That's called Hell in a Cell.
Folks, we got them locked in that basement. If they don't get out of there, an incel will rape them.
Good God Almighty, that woman has a family.
This man's a damn incel, JR. He hasn't gone out in the sun. Look how pasty and vile he is. By God Almighty, he's got a molester.
You guys ever play the wrestling video games?
All
Yeah.
the time.
They had you could do the bra and panty matches. So you could make your own characters with as titties as big as you wanted.
I remember my brother and I created ourselves in the game, and one day, I don't remember what it was. He was out for something, and I was home alone, and I spent the whole day going in and editing his character and putting him in like a thong and a bra and panties and everything, come out to like one of the girl, like Candice Michelle's entrance, because you can make them
Michelle.
come out with the motion of the wrestler. So he's coming out in a thong, like dancing and everything. And the next he came home that night to play as himself in the game.
Got his ass.
I'm just imagining your parents not knowing that you did that to his character, just thinking that's what Jake really sees himself as.
I changed his name to Prissy Jake because
I
you could do
love
the
it.
nickname before your name in the game.
Oh,
You know what I
perfect.
enjoy about this is like the amount of enjoyment you have describing it is the same amount as preteen Matt actually doing it.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Oh yeah. I still feel like I got his ass just the same today.
Dude, Jake probably, if we brought it up in front of Jake, he'd probably get pissed.
He might
No.
take his own life.
He might take his own, he might commit Harry Carey.
Yeah, Joe
At
will have to
Joe's
show him.
instruction.
Yes. But what were you going to say about the wrestling video games?
Oh, that you could make their titties as big as you wanted and then make them be in a bra and panty match. Isn't that cool?
Pretty cool.
It is pretty
Nice,
cool.
dude.
I remember making them like like I made the titties as big as I could make them, and I
Yeah.
made their hips as wide as I could make them.
Yeah.
You know,
We're all like just children. No matter, even
Yeah.
like recently, there was the video game where I forgot what it was. What was it? Where the whole thing was like making your dick big.
wait,
It came out like
Does
a
it
couple
work?
years ago. Not a wrestling game. It
Uh-huh.
was
Is
Joe. Joe, you're a video game guy.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you
not
love,
that video game,
and
dude.
you love cock. There was a game where the whole
it's just,
thing.
is there a market for that? Make your cock as big as possible so you could self suck.
Yeah.
You just
No,
watch
it wasn't like make it as big as possible, but it was like there was something where when you're making your character, they're completely naked. It was like all over Twitter, and it's like everyone is still like a child. Do you know what game it was?
No, that
No.
that sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm down for
Imagining yourself with a big cock and you don't even have to close your eyes.
Yeah.
it. How big is your cock?
It's 5 1/4.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. It's
How about
decent.
you, Matt?
Just having a little locker room talk now. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, well, that conversation would never happen in an actual locker room because you could just see.
I am 4.5, but because of my height, I think it looks great.
Yeah. Women really don't care how big your penis is.
They insisted smaller, actually.
Yeah.
That's what sounds like a 4.5 and a 5 1/4 would say.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds like unspecified. That sounds like what unspecified would say.
It's a strong little nubbin.
If we were on a dating show, like your door number 1, Matt,
Yeah.
and Joe's door number 2, and I'm door number 3, she's not picking door number 1 based on our penis answers because she knows what she's getting. If she picks me or Joe,
Yeah.
she knows.
Yeah.
You, it's a wild card.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think unspecifieds are ever big.
I
I mean,
don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to put this kind
Pull
of
it
pressure
out,
on
Matty
you. But
Marinade.
All right, I'm about 6 inches.
Nice, dude. Nice. Matt has the biggest penis of all of us. Matt has a whopper.
it's usually
That's how every podcast should start in the first episode by all the hosts telling the audience how big their penises are.
All right,
think
it's
so.
really 3.5 inches. You got me, dude.
You lied to our audience.
I
Joe?
fucking grab my cock and it won't even fucking go through my hand. Like when I try to like wrap it around my hand, like the head of it won't even fit through like the top of my palm.
You know, I got a humble dick, but like
Sucks, dude.
I'm like a tiny guy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that doesn't really bother
on your
me.
body. It's in
Right.
proportion.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to know, they can just go and look up the SCR show on Yes Digital Network.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude.
you pulled your dick out on
I
that.
showed my dick to everyone in Bowery Electric.
You little goofball.
I was just being a goof. I just wanted to-
Aren't you worried about getting in trouble for that?
I don't think I think the time has passed, and I think it's not offensive to show your body anymore.
What's the statute of limitations for that?
I don't. Well, think about what I did on the show. I showed my body, which is brave,
Yes.
and I made out with a man, which is gay.
Yeah. You should be getting booked more.
I should be getting booked more.
And then a week later, you pulled your dick out to measure it against Mo the Monster.
But against Mo the
How
Monster,
big was Mo the Monster?
he was actually a little bigger than me. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Is he black?
nice guy too. He is an African American general.
I figured. You know why?
I meant to say
Last
African American gentleman, and I said African
Last
American
name.
general.
Last name.
General.
Yeah, well, he outranks me, that's for sure.
The last name of Monster was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Because
That he was
Monster.
the Monster family was notorious slave owners and rapists for years.
Slave
You ever go up to the
owners.
monster plantation? You go up to the monster plantation thinking, I'm going to find a fucking monster. Instead, cotton fields as far as the eye can see, dude. Countless slaves.
Monster plantation.
I want a monster plantation, but not like
Drinking spooky mint juleps.
Ooh, in a cauldron. They prepare it in a cauldron because that's how monsters consume things.
You know what's really terrifying? Systemic racism.
Ooh. That's like a ghost story because it's not real.
Uh-oh. All right, Matt, get out of your system now, buddy.
Yeah, we're trying to go public.
I think this is like a horrible first introduction to us.
Yeah.
Just being goofy. Come
Us
on, that's
being
not
goofy.
us.
Yeah, we're serious boys.
We're more about a message, you know, which is if you're gay, you could be a Nazi now. You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Which
what we're
is
saying.
nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, you want less people to be homophobic, right?
Yeah,
So if the
more.
Nazis, the American ones at least, if they're accepting,
Are American Nazis okay because they didn't kill millions
And
millions of Jews in the Holocaust?
all right.
Oh,
But seriously,
Bobby.
are American, like, can you make an argument that American Nazis are okay because they didn't kill Jews?
Yeah, of course.
they're well, it's all about intent, right? Because they have the same intent. It's just that they're not nearly as productive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But, and so, to make people less homophobic, that's an interesting, like, what is the argument? Do you think Nazis should accept gay people or not?
Yes.
If you are an ally to the gay community,
Which I am.
is your answer to that yes, they should accept gay people?
Yeah.
Or no, we don't want gay people to be Nazis?
Well,
What's the more progressive
Well,
answer?
the original Nazis in Germany would put gay people in concentration camps, so I think it shows growth of character that
Yeah.
yeah.
new Nazis are, more accepting of
They're
that.
a little behind us,
Yes.
right? But eventually they're going to be, pro Latinx Nazis, pro Asian Nazis. And then all of a sudden you got some BLM Nazis and
Jewish Nazis.
Jewish Nazis, yeah.
B-
Also known
yeah.
as George Soros.
BLMN, Black Lives Matter Nazis.
Yeah. BLMN. Nah, it's too wordy. Yeah, I guess if you're progressive, right, you would want the Nazis to not be accepting of gay people, so that if you're gay, there's no chance you could go over the Nazis. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't think their end goal is like as long as more gay guys are happy. Because if some of them
It's certainly not my goal.
it's not your goal.
No.
Just some locker room talk, boys.
Yeah.
Just some innocent goofing around. We didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah. It's like saying no homo, but after saying something horrible.
We
It's
just
like
say
saying no homo after you fuck someone in the ass.
Yeah.
And come in their butthole.
Tecumseh.
To come sit in their butthole.
Damn, dude. That sucks. Do you think like that Native American curse is true?
It was true for 140 years.
Do you think it was because America was built on an ancient Indian burial ground?
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys ever meet an Indian?
Yeah.
Like Native American. Yeah, I've met Native Americans
I
before.
met both, dude. I met and thank you very much.
I thought you met both as in there's only two left.
Yeah.
And you met both of them?
I met both of them. I met Michael and Brett. Isn't that weird that that's their names? You'd expect like Sanjay and Running Wolf, but no.
I bet in the Southwest, that's where you got to find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or in the West in general, like in Montana, I think there's still like, or the Dakotas where the Black Hills
Yeah.
are, where they killed Custer. I feel like they got to still
Well,
have
don't
that
they?
land.
Well, I believe they're a nomadic people, so their tribe travels depending on the
Still.
land. Yeah, still.
We are looking for the buffalo. I
We
can't
must
do
follow
accents
the
for shit.
wind, my friend.
yeah, like Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, I think still have a lot of Native American.
Yeah, a lot of people think that
reservations.
Native Americans were behind the Oklahoma City bombing.
I bet they were.
I have my reservations. In upstate New York, I think there's a couple of reservations also.
Can we go?
Yeah, let's go visit.
I want to pet the Indians. You go to a machine, you get some food, and like some corn comes out, and it's like the natives call this maize. and you're like, I wanna give them some food and then take it back immediately.
When you put a quarter and you want to feed the natives, it gives you alcohol.
Yeah. It's sleepy time.
Yeah.
Not too much, Johnny Walker. Oh no, not again.
I'd smoke them the peace pipe for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God, you saying I smoked a peace pipe reminded me. I had a friend in middle school who, or junior high school, I guess, who had like hippie parents.
Nice.
He was this Jewish kid, but they were like totally not into it at all. They were like, you could have a coming of age ceremony however you want. If you don't want to do a bar mitzvah, that's fine. So they had this Native American guy come
Nice.
over, and we're like 13, 14 years old, and we had like this drum
An
ceremony.
Indian was, my name is Spinning Dreidel.
Yeah. I follows the money.
My name is One Who Banks.
We used to hunt the buffalo, but then we decided to trade them instead.
Yes.
Now we invest in cryptocurrency. We use every part of the NFT.
The casino was not doing well until we started charging interest on bets.
Yeah, so I fucking smoked a peace pipe with this Indian guy.
It was just regular. It was crack.
I just started itching. I was like,
like,
are these
"Damn."
the spirits entering me? They're like, yes, my son.
Yes, you feel the power coursing through you.
And I wonder, where did they go to www.indianguy.com? Like,
For what? To find the Native American to speak at your...
yeah, hey, our son's becoming a man and he
Yeah.
doesn't want to do a bar mitzvah. Like, where?
Hi, ya, 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 ya. Hi, ya, ya. Hi, ya, 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 ya. Hi, ya. Hi, ya.
That's the intro.
That's going to be our intro song.
Damn, Joe, that was beautiful.
I thought he was going to go, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava,
Nagila,
Nagila,
All right, we're gonna cut that. That's too controversial. Too many powerful minorities get hurt in that bit. Bobby's already immediately regretting doing a podcast with us.
No, I'd never heard that song before, and I feel a little more cultured.
Yeah, dude. All right, we got to figure out our nicknames. Matt's Muscles. I'm Active Shooter. What about you, Bobbert?
I don't know. I've never.
the BBC.
The BBC.
Fuck face it is. All right. we got it. It's all figured out. Perfect.
You don't get to choose your own nicknames. So.
Nope. And we're over an hour, so
We did it.
Fuckface,
Perfect.
Active Shooter, and Muscles saying thank you guys for listening to the first episode of Locker Room Talk. And yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will. ...